A vote of no confidence is in progress for WT President Dr. Walter Wendler. Thanks for joining us. Andy Justice is on assignment. Officials with West Texas A&M University have confirmed that, but they can't provide further comment on the vote. The vote comes after Dr. Wendler sent a letter to students, faculty, and staff announcing that a planned on-campus drag show would not be permitted on university grounds. KAMR Local 4's Jack Kessler has a breakdown of the vote of no confidence and why it's taking place. He joins us now live in studio with our top story tonight at 10. Jack, good evening. What did the Faculty Senate have to say about this vote?
Well, Jackie, in an email sent out to the faculty this morning, Ashley Pinkham, an associate professor of psychology at WT, who also serves as the Faculty Senate president, said, quote, that the Faculty Senate has taken the position that we have no confidence in the ability of President Walter Wendler to lead WT in a manner that enables our faculty, staff, and administrators to educate and serve our students effectively, end quote. This email was confirmed to have been received by a member of the university's faculty on Monday. The email goes on that voting began today and is expected to continue until 5 p.m. on Friday. The voting will take place using hard copy ballots to ensure confidentiality, anonymity, and protection from public records requests. And all full-time faculty and full-time professional librarians are eligible to vote. In a resolution that accompanied the email, which was confirmed by a second WT faculty member, the Faculty Senate outlined the reasons why the vote is occurring. The resolution claimed that Wendler has, quote, repeatedly and explicitly encouraged prospective students to not attend WT by arguing that it is immoral, costly, and cruel to mislead students into attending a four-year institution rather than a community college, acted contrary to WT's commitment to academic freedom and championing the free exchange of ideas through prohibiting previously approved on-campus activities contrary to his personal worldview, used university resources and his position as university president to govern based on personal religious ideology, an apparent violation of the established clause of the First Amendment, and shown a pattern of diverse, misogynic, homophobic, and non-inclusive rhetoric that stands in stark contrast to the core values of the university, end quote. Officials stated that the copies of the resolution were also sent to Texas A&M University System Chancellor John Sharp, the Board of Regents, WTA Executive Vice President and Provost Neil Terry, the Texas Council of Faculty Senates, the WT Staff Council, and the WT's government, as well as Dr. Wendler himself. Live in studio, Jack Kessler, KMR Local 4 News. Jackie?
Jack, thank you. WT's last vote of no confidence, according to WT, was back in 1988 when the faculty overwhelmingly voted it had no confidence in President Ed D. Roach, while the university was still West Texas State.